Hi guys, my name is Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a wrap up. So I know it's been so damn long since I've done a wrap up. I don't know what I've been doing, like prayers for my life. But anyways, I have a big old stack of books here that I'm going to go through. So I was looking back, and the last wrap up I did was for June and July. These are all the books that I've read since then. I did get into a bit of a reading slump. But I've been just doing other things as well too. So there's this computer game, well, internet game that I play all the time called Neopets. So embarrassing. If you're on Neopets, hit me up. And I've also been just kind of listening to music and watching TV. We got Disney Plus, so now I'm living my best life. Catching up on all my childhood favorites like Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven. Anyways, enough of the jabber. But I will just go ahead and get right into the wrap up. So I have I think 10, like a little over 10 books to talk about, so it's going to be a little bit of a long one. I have books here, and I also have been reading a lot from the library as well. So we'll just go ahead and dive right in. So the first book I have to talk about is The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I got this in, I think it was the September OwlCrate. I was really excited for this book. It follows a gravedigger, her name is Wren, and a map maker, his name is Ellis. And they kind of go on an adventure together. So Wren is all about family, all about family's graveyard and the grave digging, but all of that is kind of at stake. And a map maker, Ellis, comes into town, and he kind of shakes things up. He gets what are called the bone houses, which are like living corpses, or really bones, not more just like people looking like zombies. But he gets them kind of attacking the town and people, and they go on a quest of why this is happening to try and stop these attacks. I just had a hard time really connecting with the characters. I really did like the writing. It was a very cool atmosphere. I really thought, in my opinion, it had more potential than what I think it delivered. But I know a lot of people really did enjoy this book. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, really cool concept, but it just didn't really connect with me on the level it did with other people. The next book that I read, and I don't know what months or anything I read these in, we're just going to kind of go with it. These aren't in order or anything either, is A Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster and illustrated by Jules Pfeiffer. So I did this as a buddy read with my friend over from Madison Green. Madison Story, I think is her channel name, I'm pretty sure. I'm so sorry, but I will definitely link her channel down below. If you haven't seen her channel yet or watched any of her videos, she makes really great content. So I definitely would recommend checking her out. I think she's just a fantastic booktuber, and I really enjoy her videos, and she's just such a cool person. We did this as a buddy read together. Now, she had read this when she was a kid. I never did, and I can tell you, if I would have read this as a kid, I would have hated it probably. I wouldn't have understood anything about this book, just kind of the symbolism and all that it has. But Madison and I had a really good time talking about it and just kind of laughing over everything in the book. It was such a fun time. So it follows a character named Milo, who Milo is a really kind of a miserable character. He just finds everything so boring and just doesn't find the point of it. He's kind of whiny and bratty at the beginning. But one day he comes home from school, and there is this toll booth in his bedroom for no apparent reason. And he thinks, well, I don't have anything else to do, so I just go ahead and get into it. And he is transported into like kind of this magical world, and it really does open his eyes and make him just realize there's so much to be discovered. Not everything is so boring. You can really find fun and magic in anything. So he picks up a few sidekicks along the way. I really love Talk. He is the watchdog, so he's pictured on the cover here. He is so cute. And they basically are on a mission to find these two princesses named Rhyme and Reason, and it was just such a fun time to read. I just enjoyed it. I know Madison really enjoyed it as well. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was such a cool read. And the next book that I read was House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. So I know if anybody watched my reading vlog that I posted, I talked about this book. I loved this book. Now, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I will say I didn't like the ending as much as I thought it would. I was really kind of just obviously surprised, but I was just kind of like, what? Like, I wasn't a fan of the ending, but I still gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I could not put this book down at all. So this is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, which I've never read or seen the 12 Dancing Princesses. I know, like, I saw some comments where it was like a Barbie movie. Maybe I'll watch it. But it was so cool. So it follows these princesses, with the main character that it follows, her name is Annalie, and she's starting to have some kind of weird stuff happen to her. She originally had 12 sisters, but 4 of them have died in very tragic ways. So now things are just kind of coming back to her, and her other sisters are sneaking out at night and going and dancing at these really elaborate, like, masquerade balls and other types of balls, and it's just so cool. The world building in here is just amazing. It is so well developed. It's just so atmospheric. Like, I really felt like I was there. I just thought this was a fantastic novel. Like I said, I really didn't like the ending, but other than that, I loved this book. I still gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, despite the ending. I believe this is a debut novel as well, so damn, this was a good debut novel. That's all I have to say. But I really enjoyed this book. So the next book that I'm going to talk about, I don't have a physical copy of because I've really been trying to utilize my local library a little bit more. So I've been actually going to the library in the next town over because it's close, and our local library unfortunately is kind of rough. But the one in the next town over is very nice, and the ladies there are getting to know me pretty well, so it's fun to go in there. But I will put a picture up above. But I read Firefly Lane by Kristin Hannah. Anyone that's watched the multiple of my videos will know that I really love Kristin Hannah. Probably my favorite book by her would have to be The Great Alone. Now I know, and I think 2017, or no, maybe 2018. Yeah, 2018. I read The Great Alone, and I read The Nightingale, and I ended up saying that I like The Nightingale more. Like, I put it above The Great Alone in my kind of yearly wrap-up, but I think I have to change my mind on that. So anyways, Firefly Lane follows these two best friends. One's name is Tully, and the other's name is Katie. So Katie is just kind of, she's not a nerd, but she's not popular. She's kind of fallen off of her friend group in the last year, and she's kind of just a loner. And one day, a very beautiful girl named Holly moves in next door, and they instantly become best friends. So Holly's very beautiful, very popular, but she's also a very damaged character as well. So things happen, definitely trigger warning for rape, sexual assault, drug use, things like that. But anyways, these two become best friends. The book follows the story of their friendship of a span of 30 years. So they definitely have their ups, they have their downs. They have a major down where one of the friends betrays the other one, and they really fall off from each other for probably a couple years, I think. I forget exactly. Another moment ends up bringing them back together, and it is just, oh my god, I fucking love Kristin Hannah with every fiber of my body. Her books are just amazing. And when I'm reading it, I always think, oh my god, I can't wait to read another Kristin Hannah book right after this. And then I get through and I'm like, damn, no, I'm crying my fucking eyes out. I know I can't read another Kristin Hannah book after after I finish one. So I read like 2 a year because, man, they just rip your soul apart. but they are so good. This woman knows how to write female relationships, female characters, female emotions. Like, I just can't even describe how just real and in depth these emotions and these characters are. And the world building is really good also. Not that it's like a fantasy, it's not, but just the atmosphere. And I can't say enough good things about Kristin Hannah. If you haven't read any of her books, what the hell are you doing? Please read them. So the next book that I read is, well, technically I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone first. So since this is such a long video already, I'm not going to go into this really. It's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. What else do you need to know? I'm pretty sure most people have read Harry Potter. I know there's some people that haven't, and I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what else to say. But I definitely gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Oh, and obviously I gave Firefight Lane 5 out of 5 stars. I also read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Gave this 5 out of 5 stars as well. Like I said, since this is already going to be such a long video, I'm not going to go into this in depth. Hi guys, I'm just popping in from editing. My video cut off earlier, so I was in the middle of talking about An Enchantment of Raven. Oh my god, Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I cut off like right after I kind of introduced the characters. So it follows one main character named Elizabeth, and she has always grown up in a library, so like a magical library. And it also follows another main character. His name is Nathaniel, and he's an apprentice. So basically in this library, a grimoire has gone missing, and Elizabeth is the main suspect. So yeah, I don't know what else I was gonna say. Oh my god, I am the worst. And don't mind my messy freaking room. And oh, in case anyone was, oh yeah, I'm practicing fake eyelashes. I'm terrible right now. And in case anyone was wondering about Neopets, wait, why is this isn't working? This is Neopets, in case anyone was wondering. Anyways, so I'm just gonna get back to the editing, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, so where I left off is, what the fuck are you doing? Go. So where I left off was I was saying that there was an act of, God, I'm a mess. So there was an act of betrayal, and the library's most dangerous grimoire has gone missing. So it kind of follows this cast of characters trying to figure out why, who, because Elizabeth ends up being the prime suspect of why or who has taken this grimoire. So it also follows 2 other main characters. Nathaniel, he is a sorcerer, and then his sidekick, who is a demon named Silas. I loved Silas. I'm pretty sure he was like everybody's favorite character. He was just so funny, so sarcastic, such an ass, but like in the best way. I just loved him. He just came off as, you know, such a literal demon, but he had a heart of gold, really. Nathaniel, I know people liked him, but for me, he was just kind of meh, like, yeah. Elizabeth was nice. I liked her as well. I wish the characters would have had a little bit more depth. I feel like the one that had the most depth was Silas, and we saw him the least, and I'm just, no, like, we needed to see more of him. He was great. Anyways, I think I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but I think I'm going to bump it down to like a 4-star. I don't know if anyone else ever does that. I think about things later and they're like, you know what, this was actually higher, or this was lower than what I originally rated it. But did enjoy it. I enjoyed the writing. It was a really whimsical, beautiful plot. Just such a cool atmosphere. I just wish the characters would have had a little bit more depth. The next book that I read was also a Margaret Rogerson book. So it's called The Enchantment of Ravens. And this follows a human character named Isabel. And she is very skilled in the craft of art. So most humans in this book have a craft that they're very, very skilled at. Now, even though that most humans have a very skilled craft, Isabelle is like beyond skilled at her craft of art. The Fae folk actually really seek after her art. She ends up doing a portrait of a royal fae named Rook, and she ends up catching an expression in his portrait that he is very, very upset about. It's a human expression. The Fae are not said to have, human emotions, expressions, things like that. So he ends up taking her to the Autumn Lands to be tried for her crime of painting this a human expression in his portrait. I listened to this on audiobook, and I think I would have liked it a lot more if I had read it physically. I don't know what it was about the narrator, but she didn't really distinguish the voices, and it was very husky, and I don't know. I don't remember who narrated the audiobook. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like it was just kind of an average fae love story. Meh, like nothing to write home about. I gave it 3 stars. The next book that I read, I actually read in April, and I just forgot to put it in my last wrap up, was Again But Better by Christine Riccio. So I'm sure everybody watching this video knows who Christine is from Pullin and Banana Books. I will definitely link her channel down below as well in case you've never heard of her, but I don't see how you wouldn't, considering I have no subscribers and she has literally almost 500,000. But anyways, so this was her debut novel. I thought it was really fun. So this follows a main character named Shane, and she is just kind of bored with how things are going, and she wants to redo her college experience. So she goes and studies abroad, and she meets up with all these cast of characters. So there was 2 roommates that they really focused on. Oh my gosh, I don't remember their names. And then there was a love interest named Pilot, and so they just kind of follow her and Pilot's romance. There is a big twist in the middle of the book, and I thought it was an interesting, kind of risky twist to put in a debut novel, especially in a YA, just contemporary book. But I think that it worked. I'm not sure still how I feel about it that strongly. I kind of wish it would have gone in a different way for a twist, but it did work. Anyways, so these 2 characters, I really like Shane. She was kind of agitating at sometimes, but I mean, aren't we all when we're that age? Pilot really pissed me off. I tried to like him, but he pissed me off in a good way, as that he was just so realistically written. I feel like he just plays with your emotions. It's just that typical fucking young guy that just doesn't know what the hell he wants. So I really liked that. Even though he made me mad, guys of that age made me fucking mad for the same reason. So I feel like he was a very relatable character. High school and college me definitely would have gravitated towards this book. I think this book really would have helped me through some of my rough times. So I really think Christine did a good job reaching the audience and getting across the message that she was really trying to get across. I thought the writing was really great. I didn't think it read like a debut novel. I feel like it read like a seasoned novel. The only gripe I really have about it is I just wish it would have had some more character development with some Machine's friends. But I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read is Queen of Ruin by Tracy Banghart. Now, this is this is a sequel. So this is a sequel to Grace and Fury, which I got in an Outcry box last year. This is such a plot-driven book that I really can't tell you anything without even spoiling. I can't tell you anything at all, even the smallest thing about this book, without spoiling anything from the previous book. So just know that it was a really good conclusion. It was a little slow starting. It took about 180 pages for it to really pick up, but I thought it wrapped up the duology really nicely. I really enjoyed it, really love these characters, and I would definitely recommend picking this up if you've read Grace and Fury. If you haven't, I would still encourage you to pick up both of these. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Alright, and then the next couple books I read, I rented from the library. But I read The Vampire Academy and I read Frostbite by Michelle Mead. So I am like living my best fucking life reading these books. It is just so juicy, so just fucking fantastic. Like, I just love it. It's like the perfect amount of juice and cheese that I just wanted. It's not really cheesy. So it follows this main character named Rose Hathaway, and Rose is enrolled in a school that has vampires in it. So she is actually half vampire, half human, and she's considered a damper, I think is how they pronounce it. So basically she is training to be a guardian of the vampires. So the vampire population is really dwindling, especially the royals. There's a big focus on the royal vampires. Her best friend Lissa is a royal vampire, and she is the last in her family. So they had an event happen that gave them a special bond, and they're basically, you know, best friends, but Rose is basically training to be her guardian once she graduates school as well. There's a love interest in it. There's just so much just good quality, entertaining YA things that you just love, and I don't know how else to explain it. I'm reading right now Shadow Kiss, which is the 3rd book in the series, and I just can't even. Like, I'm on page 227 of Shadow Kiss, and I just fucking love this so much. It is just so good, and I don't know why it took me so long to read it. Well, I thought the covers were really freaking cheesy, because they are, but it's so good. So good. So much better than Twilight, I think. I love Twilight. I'm definitely a Twihard, even still to this day. But like, this is great. 5 out of 5 stars to both of them. Well, I gave the second one 4 out of 5 stars. This one, probably going to be 4 out of 5 stars as well. But I'm loving it, let me tell you. Anyway, so that wraps up the books that I have read since I last updated you guys. But right now, currently, I'm working on, oh my god, Shadow Kiss by Michelle Mead. I'm working on, oh gosh, I almost said House of Salt and Sorrows. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Man, I want to like this book so much. And I do, but it's so slow. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's one of those books where you read like 75, 80 pages and you get to like a couple good pages, and then you read like 75, 80 pages again and get to a couple good pages. I'm just not really connecting with the characters that much or anything. I'm not going to DNF it. I'm on page 167 out of like almost 500, I think. But it's going to take me a few. And I'm still making my way through this beast, It by Stephen King. Now, I'm almost on page 1,000. So I think there's like 12 or 1,300 pages in here. So I'm making my way through it. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again in a new video soon. Bye.